guys 1 second in the state.
Good evening and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of February 10th, 2015. Ms. Barak, please call the roll.
Committeeman Delcor.
Here.
Committeewoman McCauley. Here. Committeeman Sirachi.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Here.
Mayor Thompson.
Here. Please join me in the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be advised that in accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, that notice of this meeting was made by the posting of the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on February 10th, 2015. This evening we have a very special announcement to make. So at this time, we do have a special guest. I'd like to invite the New Jersey Devil to come up to the front of the room and also ask that my committee members come down and join me for a brief announcement.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead.
As many of you know, Hillsborough Township will be honored at the March 8th New Jersey Devils game as part of the My Town series. As mayor, I get to be the honorary captain for that game, and it is my distinct honor to report that at that game, Hillsborough's own Purple Heart recipient and Vietnam veteran Ted Dima will be our military hometown hero featured at the game. At this time, if there's any children in the room, I only see a couple. If you guys want to come up, we're going to take a photo. Do you guys want to come up real quick? Yeah, sure. Come on up. We're going to take a photo with the Devil real quick. Yeah, what about the football players?
Yeah, any Devil fans, any adults too.
Come on up. Oh, we got some brave one. All right, that's better. Morning, Carmen. You're tall. Good. Wow. Oh my God. All right. Look at all the faces back there. Thanks for coming up, guys. So just a couple of quick announcements. I want to thank the New Jersey Devils for allowing the mascot to come out tonight. But if you'd like to go get your picture taken, any autographs, the mascot, or the NJ Devil, will be in the senior room. So head back there, get your autograph, get more photos with them. And I want to make sure that everyone comes out on March 8th for our game against the Philadelphia Flyers, which I know we're going to beat, right? There we go.
Yes.
So thank you again to New Jersey Devils for arranging this, and we look forward to a good game. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice.
I know the Devils and Flyers fans. Pretty dangerous.
Never a dull moment in our town. That's what I love. We're going to move on to some of the official business for this evening. So first I need to move on to approval of the regular session minutes of January 13th, 2015. May I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So move. Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Abstain.
Committeeman Sirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Now we need approval of the regular session minutes of January 27th, 2015. May I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor.
Abstain.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. All right. Now we're going to move on to reports from committee liaisons. And first up is Committeeman Delcor.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, next week, Hillsborough Cultural Arts Commission will be hosting the 10th Annual Arts and Photography Exhibit here at the Municipal Building. The main event will be on Friday, February the 20th, where all the exhibits will be, we'll grant the awards against all the exhibits that will be here. The exhibit hall, which will be right across the street in the main multipurpose room, will open around 5 p.m. on Friday. Will run till about 9 o'clock that night, and the award ceremony for the award recipients and the category winners will be announced around 7 p.m. The exhibit will remain open over the weekend from noon to 5 on both Saturday and Sunday, so anyone that would like to come in and see that exhibit after the awards have been done still is welcome to do so over the weekend. The exhibit is open to all students and adults residing in Somerset, Mercer, or Hunterdon counties. And we have a number of different categories, fine art for adult high school and independent school, and photography for adult high school and independent school. And prizes will be awarded in each category. If there are any artists that haven't already signed up or that have advised that they will be dropping pieces off, they have until Monday, February 16th to drop off their pieces. That can be done here at the municipal building as well. And artwork will need to be picked up by Monday, February the 23rd, between noon and 7. And it's a great opportunity for a number of our local artists, not just Hillsborough, but really the surrounding community, to show their talents. We've had really incredible success with the art show the last few years. So this is our 10th annual. You see some of the work hanging here in the municipal courtroom against the wall there. That's all done by art students, the portraits that are up against the wall there, with the exception of the Assemblyman, who was done by Kevin Murphy, who was the chair of our commission. So good luck to all the people that we're putting in exhibits, and I look forward to seeing you Friday the 20th here at the municipal building. Our recreation program remains quite active right now. We have coming up in April on the 19th, that's a Sunday morning, run around the park. It's a 5K run that goes around Annville Middlesworth Park. Begins at 9:30 a.m. Anyone interested, please visit the recreation website on the township website. Also, Girls Softball League registration is open at this time. Girls kindergarten through 12th grade are eligible to play. Practices will begin sometime around the end of March 30th or so, and games will begin mid-April and continue on through mid-June. But the registration deadline is March the 2nd, so please sign up on the website if you're interested. Also, we have spring soccer leagues sign up as well. Boys and girls ages 3 through 12th grade are eligible, and the season will begin on April the 11th. So, and that registration deadline is March the 9th. And one last note from the Board of Health. In order to be a responsible dog owner, please get your dog license renewal completed. March 2nd is the last date to have your dog license renewed without a penalty or late charge. In New Jersey, dogs must be licensed annually once they reach 7 months of age. And in order to apply and get the license for your dog, the dog must have a rabies vaccine that is current for at least 10 months of the licensing year, which would be through October 31st of 2015. And so this is to ensure that dogs are current with their rabies, and people don't mistakenly forget to update their rabies shots before the end of the year. So please go to the township website You can pay online and apply for the license, but please make sure you're doing that for your dogs in a timely manner. That's all for me. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Before I turn it over to Committeewoman McCauley, I just want to acknowledge we have Assemblywoman Donna Simon, who represents Hillsborough in the New Jersey Assembly, and also Assemblyman Jack Chitterelli, who is also a Hillsborough resident. So thank you guys for both being here. Committeewoman McCauley.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Just a few notes from me. The reminder of the Hillsborough Board of Fire Commissioners will hold their annual election on February 21st from 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. here at the Township Building in Conference Room A, which is located by the library area. This year, there's 2 commissioners up for election. They will serve 3-year terms each. All registered voters are able to participate, so don't forget to come out for that election. A note from the library, there will be a former resident, Lee Trimble, who is an author of a book called Beyond the Call, The True Story of One World War II Pilot's Covert Mission to Rescue POWs on the Eastern Front. There will be a book signing, and it's quite a phenomenal story, so I hear. It is about uncovering his father's World War II secret on his mission to save stranded POWs in Eastern Europe leading up to VE Day. So it should be a very interesting signing here, and please come out and support that. That would be Monday, February 23rd at 7 p.m. in Program Room B. Another reminder that the Community Emergency Response Team, CERT team, that Somerset County runs is coming up again beginning in March the 26th and again on October 8th. They're looking for members of the volunteer community to serve this. This is impact training and trains in basic disaster relief response skills. So if you are interested, you can reach out to the county. The director there is Douglas J. Vornlocker, and he can be reached at 908-725-5070. Again, you can contact the county to reach out to him for CERT training. And that is it for me this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Committeeman Sirachi.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one announcement for this evening. Just want to remind everyone that the Credit Card Advisory Committee is now accepting grant applications. These grants or the organizations are eligible to submit for a grant are those nonprofits in Hillsborough that serve either youth or senior organizations. Applications are being accepted through February 27th. The grant application form can be found on the township website, which is hillsborough-nj.org, or you can stop in at the administration office to pick up a application. And just to remind residents that this is fully funded through our Hillsborough Rewards Visa card, which is sponsored by Affinity Federal Credit Union. It's at no cost to taxpayers, and basically Hillsborough receives into this grant fund a portion of every dollar that is charged to the card. So, so it's a great way to give back to our youth and senior organizations, help them along with some, some of their needs. And that's all I have this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Burchett.
The Shop Hillsborough program is continuing to grow. There are currently about 77 local businesses registered, and that number is still growing. For the most up-to-date list of the participating businesses in the program, please visit propertytaxcard.com and put in the Hillsborough zip code, which is 08844, and you can access all the participants in the program. If you have not done so already, be sure you register your card so you can start earning tax credits against your tax bill. And just as a reminder, the Shop Hillsborough tax credits building in your account will be posted in your third quarter 2015 tax bills. So that's why you haven't seen it yet. So around October 15th, they will be credited against your tax bill, and you'll see it in the third quarter mail. Thank you.
All right, thank you. A few comments from me this evening. First, last week, the township received a brand new bus for the senior transportation program. And I was joined on Friday with Deputy Mayor Burchett, Committeeman Delcourt, and Committeeman McCauley to check out the new bus. The bus is replacing a 15-year-old bus that we had that had over 188,000 miles on it. I don't think the air conditioning worked there anymore, or it was having a tough time. So we're very excited to have this new bus. The Hillsborough Senior Transportation Service assists seniors in our community by providing the necessary transportation to and from doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, hair appointments, banking, post office, and other minor trips throughout our community. For more information on the program, please visit our social services page on the township's website. Also, happy to announce the deadline for a scholarship that we have, so football players, seniors, pay attention. This is a reminder that the deadline for submission for the Lewis Bay 2nd Future Municipal Leader Scholarship competition is March 10th. Once again, we are partnering with the Hillsborough High School District, the Hillsborough School District, to participate in the Lewis Bay the 2nd Future Municipal Leader Scholarship. According to the League of Municipalities, the purpose of the scholarship program is to advance the virtues of elected and volunteer positions in municipal government while raising awareness of municipal government in general. So again, look at our last e-news. You can get additional information on that. And last but not least, I did attend the Hillsborough Got Talent event, I believe 2 weeks ago with Deputy Mayor Burchett. It was a great event. We had a lot of talented individuals throughout our community. I want to congratulate Premier Dance Academy for getting first place, our Rockettes, and of course the Rocket for getting second place. You don't know that is our senior dance group in Hillsborough. And also the Little Witches of Hillsborough, who did songs from Wicked. So it was a great event. First time the Hillsborough Theater Department held the event. I understand they raised a ton of money and they're going to do this again. So I hope next time we get even more people to come out because it was a really fun night. So with that, we're going to move on to proclamations and presentations. And I ask that after you receive your recognition that you do hang out, because we'd like you to recognize everyone who's been receiving a proclamation tonight or being recognized by the Township Committee. So first up, I'm going to invite the grooming rig to come forward. Are they here? Yeah, you are. Also, if Deputy Mayor Burchett and Committeeman Delcourt, if you could come down, please. As our business liaison. So last year, the Township Committee wanted to start recognizing businesses that have been an integral part of Hillsborough for over 25 years. And as we slowly make through our list, we're recognizing every group that has accomplished that over 25-year mark. So it is with great honor that this certificate of recognition is presented to the grooming rig in recognition of over 30 years of dedication to Hillsborough Township. So on behalf of Hillsborough, thank you and congratulations on 30 years.
Hi. I have the dog grooming business. I started as a mobile 30 years ago, and now I have a shop. So I ran two businesses for a long time, and now I'm down to just the shop, but I really enjoy it, and I love dogs, and I love animals, and this community has been very good to me, and I really appreciate everybody that has come and supported my business over the years, and I hope to stay in business 30 more. 30 more. Thank you.
Okay, next up, if I could have the high school football team come forward, and also Committeeman Sirachi, who is our representative to the Board of Ed. You guys gotta stay on the side.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay. You gonna speak for everybody? I'm standing next to you. Are you gonna talk? Well, then it's gonna be you. All right. You guys are rough. All right. Whereas the 2014 Hillsborough High School varsity football team had a very successful season because of their hard work and dedication, And whereas the 2014 Hillsborough High School varsity team was comprised of the following young athletes. I'm going to get even now with them.
Kyle Bringen. Andrew Patrizio.
John McDonald.
Eddie Trimpert. Mike DeLafonso. Andy Cowan.
Brandon Kieras.
Jared Sinertia.
Paul Michanon.
Nick Fodera. Aiden Panagos.
And whereas the Hillsborough High School varsity team was led by Coach Kevin Cardy, the assistant coaches Sean Cardy, Don Adams, Brendan Wader, Tom Sharples, Jonathan Merview, Rocco Mazzagatti, Kevin Cardy Sr., Bob Swerko, John Vitale, and Dan Clements. And whereas the Hillsborough High School varsity team finished the season with an overall record of 9 wins and 2 losses, won the title of the Mid-State 38 Delaware Division Champions, was a sectional semifinalist in the playoffs, and was named #1 in the Courier News All-Area Football Top 10 rankings. Now therefore be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor, the Township Committee, the Township of Hillsborough, do hereby commend all the members of the 2014 Hillsborough High School varsity football team, not only for their awards and championships they have won, but also for their unwavering teamwork, dedication, and sportsmanship throughout the season. Be it further proclaimed that we, the Mayor and Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, further commend the 2014 Hillsborough High School varsity football team for the honor that they have brought to themselves, their team, and to our community through their many achievements. Congratulations.
If the parents want to come forward, you can come forward and take a picture.
Hi, is this on, by the way? Yep. On behalf of my son Kevin, who's the head coach, and the rest of our staff, and this group and all of our awesome players, I want to thank the council, the mayor, for this proclamation. It's an honor to be involved with Hillsborough, and we love being here, and these kids are great kids, and they're going to have a real good future, and thanks again. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll give you a Kevin. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Next up, we have a proclamation honoring the Women's Club of Hillsborough celebrating their 50th anniversary. So if the Women's Club come forward.
There you go. We got one break, so
Thank you. There you go.
the mayor won't bite.
Whereas the Hillsborough Women's Club was organized on February 15th, 1965, and are a part of the New Jersey State Federation of Women's Clubs, the largest volunteer women's service organization in the state, and a member of the General Federation of Women's Clubs. And whereas the Hillsborough Women's Club has contributed to the community in many ways through the fundraising and philanthropic work. And whereas the Hillsborough Women's Club meet in the Hillsborough Municipal Building on the second Tuesday of the month from September to May at 7:30 p.m. and welcomes new members to join them. And whereas the Hillsborough Women's Club started the public library in 1966, originally housed at what is now the Bottle King, and since that time have donated many books on women's history and other resource materials to the township. Whereas the Women's Club has provided monetary support to families that have extraordinary medical bills or have faced catastrophic tragedies. After Hurricane Gloria, Floyd, and Sandy, the Hillsborough Women's Club provided various supplies to flood victims in Hillsborough Township and neighboring Manville. And whereas the club provides support to the Social Services Department, which donates throughout the year, and over the years, the Hillsborough Women's Club has provided clothing, toiletries, blankets, baby clothes, and diapers to women and their children who are victims of domestic violence. They've also knitted and crocheted hats for cancer patients. And whereas each year the Hillsborough Women's Club holds a basket auction to raise money for scholarships for students from Hillsborough High School and Immaculata, and for other various organizations such as the Hillsborough Rescue Squad, Rolling Hills Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, 4-H, NAMI, Autism Speaks, Habitat for Humanity, and the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Now therefore be proclaimed that we, the mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, do hereby commend all the members of the Hillsborough Women's Club for their services to our community, and be further proclaimed that we, the mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, hereby recognize the 50th anniversary of the Hillsborough Women's Club. Congratulations. I'd like to invite Assemblywoman Donna Simon and Assemblyman Jack Chitterelli up because they have a presentation as well.
Okay, so we already heard all about the Women's Club, a great group of women who are more than friends, they're like sisters. They get together on a regular basis, they have fun, they do things for the community. As you well have heard, all the things that they're involved in. Ronald Reagan once said, someone can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. So this is a great group of women, and we're here to honor you and to say congratulations. So, this is from the State and General Assembly, a citation, commendation, and praise dedicated just to you, the Women's Club of Hillsborough, by the citizenry of 16th New Jersey Legislative District, who are elected representatives for your 50th anniversary. So congratulations.
And so I'm here tonight to announce the formation of the Men's Club of Hillsborough. And in 50 years, we hope to have it. In all seriousness, ladies, thank you for all that you've done for our community and to make this the community that we all love and we're proud of. It's often said that men are good at saying things, but women are good at doing things. When I heard that litany of things that this organization has accomplished over the past 50 years, I know we all burst with pride. So congratulations for all that you do in making Hillsborough the great place that we all love. Here's to the next 50. Thank you for having us.
See you, bud. Good seeing you.
Having us tonight. Best looking township committee also.
Sergeant Holford could come forward. Sergeant. Also, Chief Kaminsky come up as well. Whereas Karen Holzel, a dedicated member of the Hillsborough Township Police Department for 19 years, retired on February 1st, 2015. And whereas on August 15th, 1995, Sergeant Holzel began her career as a police officer for the Hillsborough Township Police Department. And whereas on December 21st, 1995, Sergeant Holzel graduated from the Police Academy and was appointed as a police officer. And whereas Sergeant Holzel was assigned to the Patrol Division until July 1st, 1997, she was then reassigned to the Services Division, Training Community Police Unit until January 31st, 1999. And whereas in July 2005, the sergeant was appointed to corporal in the Investigative Division, Juvenile Bureau, and on January 2010, she was appointed sergeant and remained in that position until her retirement. And whereas Sergeant Holzel has received many letters of appreciation from citizens and commendations from the department, recognizing her for her excellent work and dedication for helping others. And whereas Sergeant Holzel was awarded the Police Officer of the Year by the New Jersey Women in Law Enforcement and received a command citation for a job well done in a homicide case. And whereas Sergeant Holzel has served the Township of Hillsborough and its residents with passion and selflessness. And whereas the knowledge, understanding, and judgment that Sergeant Holzel brought to the Township is a reflection of her dedicated service. Now therefore be proclaimed that we, the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, hereby express our gratitude for all the hard work the Sergeant has done for the Township of Hillsborough and the community. Be it further proclaimed that we, the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, along with her numerous co-workers and citizens of Hillsborough Township, thank Sergeant Karen Holzel for her valuable contributions and dedication to Hillsborough Township. Congratulations.
Right, Karen, your colleagues, many of those are in the back, and I want to take this opportunity to present you with a plaque. It has Sergeant Holzel's badge, Sergeant's badge up front. This is presented to Sergeant Karen Holzel, Hillsborough Township Police Department, in appreciation for 19 years of dedicated service to the residents of Hillsborough Township. Good luck in your retirement.
I wasn't going to have to say anything because I did my teary goodbyes on my last day, but I wanted to say thank you to everybody, my family standing back there. You are my family, and we've had a great time. I've enjoyed every minute of it, even the bad times, because I was doing it with you, and I'm going to miss you terribly. And I thank you for being there for me. I've never not felt like I wasn't wanted, that I wasn't a part of this family, and for that I'm grateful and I'm blessed. Thank you.
And a small token of appreciation for Hillsborough Township.
Call your family up for a picture.
All of you.
All the family come up then. Everyone come up.
Stay in the back, did you? Good. One more.
And we have one other resolution on the agenda that I'm going to ask my colleagues if we could move up, that we're going to do down here, because I'd like to recognize the police officers. With your consent, I'd like to move resolution number 8 to the us now. Is that okay? Okay. Yeah, if we could have you come back down too. Resolution number 8 is a resolution supporting and recognizing and honoring the service of our law enforcement officers. Recent events throughout our nation have unfortunately demonstrated a reckless disregard for the lives and safety of law enforcement officers by many. Law enforcement officers in Hillsborough, this state, and throughout our nation are routinely called upon to serve and protect their fellow citizens by responding to horrendous events and acting heroically to save the lives of others. Here in Hillsborough, we support our men and women who serve as law enforcement officers for their distinctive service and dedicated efforts, earning our highest respect and deepest gratitude. We want to thank you for all your service to our community. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Any comments from the dais? More than the resolution. Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley. Yes. Committeeman Sirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Thank you, number one, for everyone supporting this, but also thank you to all our police officers in the room for, again, all your dedication. It's greatly appreciated. Chief Kaminsky, if you wouldn't mind coming forward, take a photo with you and your officers, if that's okay. If you don't mind coming forward, we'd like to picture of you and all your officers, if you guys don't mind. I obviously mind, but if you could come forward anyway. You're already dressed up, and might as well get you up here. Picture making groups. Is that it? We can blur out your faces.
Hey, good to see you.
Thanks again, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Hey, Chad.
Yes.
Hey, Chad.
At this time, if you would like to leave, we certainly won't hold that against you. We understand. So if you are leaving, have a good evening. Thank you for attending. And Kaz will take a 5-minute break just to let everyone walk out. Thank you. Ready, Kaz? Thank you. Okay, now we're going to move on to new business. There being no new business this evening, so we're going to move on to public comment and new business and matters not on the agenda this evening. So if anyone has a comment for a matter that is not on the agenda, this is your time. Seeing none, we're going to move on to the public hearing for the Comcast of Central New Jersey 2 LLC application for renewal of municipal consent. At this time, we will conduct the public hearing on the Comcast of Central New Jersey application for renewal of municipal consent. Said hearing was duly advertised in accordance with the law. This purpose of the hearing is to take comments from township residents regarding the application submitted by Comcast for the renewal of municipal consent to operate its cable franchise within the township borders. I'm now going to call upon Mr. Rob Clifton of Comcast of Central New Jersey to make a presentation regarding the application for a renewal of municipal consent. After that, we will open it up for public comment. So,
Mr.
Mr. Clifton.
Mayor, members of the committee. I have just a very brief statement, then I'll open up any questions you may have. Oh, I'm sorry. Better? Okay. Again, my name is Rob Clifton. I'm the Senior Director of Government Affairs for Comcast Cable of Central New Jersey. We are nearing the end of a 3-year federally mandated process. The current certificate of approval will expire on June 19th of 2015. A certificate of approval is a document a cable company needs in order to operate a cable television station in New Jersey. The Board of Public Utilities will issue this after municipal consent and the cable company's application are reviewed for compliance with state and federal regulations. This approval is only for cable television. It does not oversee internet or telephone service. Upon the close of the public hearing, the town would have 30 days to issue a consent ordinance or a resolution of denial. The time frame on this is very flexible. These time frames were put in place to make sure that the municipality and the company were talking. These time frames will not come into effect unless either I or you opted not to negotiate. Then the Board of Public Utilities would step in and compel us to negotiate. After we receive a approval we would have to file our application for renewal with the Board of Public Utilities. The consent ordinance that we are seeking is a simple right-of-way. It does not obligate the township to do anything but to allow us to continue to run our lines and our plant along your rights-of-way that are currently in place. It is non-exclusive, meaning any other cable provider could come before this board and seek the same rights that we are seeking to continue to operate our service. A few years back, the process actually changed. State law changed, creating basically a two-system renewal process. One is what I am engaging in now with you, and that is the face-to-face municipal negotiations. A few years back, they passed what was called a statewide franchise, which would allow a cable operator to bypass the municipal renewal process, apply directly to the state for approval and be granted it at the state level. There are some differences between the two. One is in length of years. Under the face-to-face negotiations, a cable provider can get up to a 25-year franchise. Under the state one, it's only a 7-year length of term. So any other cable provider can come in. However, we cannot be compared to them. We can't be judged on what they're offering. We have to be judged on our application. The governing body must judge our application on 4 criteria, and this is state and federal law. The first one is, has the cable operator substantially complied with the existing terms of the current existing franchise and with the current law? Has the operator's service been reasonable in light to the community's needs? Does the operator have the financial, legal, and technical ability to provide the services? And does the current application that we provided meet the future cable-related needs of the municipality? There are 2 areas in which the governing body may not consider in whether to decide whether to approve or deny. One is rates. Rates are overseen by the state and federal law and outside your purview. And programming. Programming, our channel lineup is protected under the First Amendment, such as newspaper comment. And Mayor, that is all I have, and I will open it up to any questions from the board or from the public.
Okay. I think before we open it up to the dais, I'm going to take comments from the general public.
Okay.
So again, thank you, Mr. Clifton, for the presentation. And at this time, we will open it up to hearing to comments from the public. Please be advised that we're going to try to limit you to 5 minutes so we can have a discussion. And again, this is a discussion and questioning on the application that was presented by Comcast. So if anyone would like to come up, this is your opportunity to speak to Comcast. And please make sure you state your name and address for the record.
Too tall. My name is Albert Wund. I live at 19 McIntyre Drive. I'd like to thank the Township Committee for giving me the opportunity to talk about a very important but extremely uncomfortable issue that affects our entire community. Before we renew our contract with Comcast, I would like to bring to the attention of everyone the following fact. Comcast Communication is the largest distributor of hardcore pornography on cable in the United States. Comcast has been condemned by organizations such as Porn Harms, Morality and Media, Parents TV Council, Antipornography.org, and Somebody'sDaughter.org. When we first signed up for cable TV, we got regular broadcast TV, CBS, NBC, Fox, ABC, etc. Then all the cable channels and premium channels, TBS, Turner Classic Movies, Nick, Disney, HBO Movie Channel, all of them. Finally, we were offered pay-per-view channels, which were supposed to bring us top-notch sporting events and music concerts. Well, we have 10 pay-per-view channels, 9 of which are hardcore pornography exclusively. These include a Playboy channel, Penthouse channel, Vivid Entertainment channel, Ecstasy, Juicy TV, Hustler channel, and 2 more that don't seem to have names. In addition, Comcast offers over 150 on-demand pornography films that are available 24 hours a day. We are literally being assaulted by these offerings, which include subjects such as teen sex, celebrity sex tapes, gay and lesbian sex, incest, rape, especially gang rape, sadomasochism and bondage and discipline, swingers, orgies, double and triple penetration, and the list gets bad from there. 80% of these films are filled with violence toward women and young girls, racism, sex slavery, and exploitation of women. The other 20% are gay and lesbian sex and something called soft porn. I don't know what that is. Morality in Media sent a letter to Brian Roberts, the chairman of Comcast, 2 years ago. I have a copy of that, by the way. Did I give everyone a copy of this? Anyway, it's a great letter. It speaks to this a lot better than I do. Apparently, it fell on deaf ears because the only thing that changed was Comcast tightened their parental contact controls, which was like putting a Band-Aid on a heart attack. It did nothing. I believe that because it didn't come from Comcast subscribers like us, that's why it had no effect. We advertise Hillsborough as one of the best places to live in America. Let's prove it. It's time for someone or some entity that matters to Comcast to say enough. This is not what we signed up for. This type of programming is an insult to the morality, civility, and well-being of our community. I ask this committee to hold off on their approval of Comcast's renewal application until Comcast agrees to remove pornography from their service. By the way, Committeewoman McCauley asked me the last time I was here if there were alternatives to cable that don't offer pornography, and there are. Netflix costs $8 a month. They offer thousands of programs and first-run movies, television programs. Hulu Plus, which is the same. Redbox, you see them all over town. Movies cost $1.50 each. They're first-run movies. They're 1 or 2 weeks behind cable, but they get you there, and it's well worth it because Comcast charges $6 to $10 for the same, for the very same movies. By the way, porn films are $10 to $20. Someone also addressed censorship. We're all adults here, so let's separate fact from fiction. This is not censorship. I'll give you the best example I can think of. We have 3 major supermarkets here in town: ShopRite, Stop and Shop, and Weiss. They all sell magazines, books, DVDs, first-run films, old films. None of them offer pornography. And if they did, could you possibly imagine the uproar from the citizens of this town that would stop them from doing that? Why aren't we stopping Comcast from doing the exact same thing? I had a chance to go over the application in the office yesterday, and there was Comcast offers us, I think, 3 public use channels that we use. And one of the rules for those public use channels is that the township doesn't offer any obscene programming on those channels. Well, we can't offer them, but Comcast can. Just seems, really hypocritical to me. One last thought also, I would suggest that you all log on to a website. It's called antipornography.org. That's your best source for information on this subject, and I promise you it will open your eyes to the moral plague, or this moral plague of our society. Any questions or comments about any of this? Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Wong. Any other comments from the general public on this? If you could please state your name and address for the record.
Raymond Clevitis, 690 Township Line Road, Hillsborough, New Jersey.
Thank you.
Now, I've been in Hillsborough for over 60 years. I've had Comcast ever since they first came in. And over the years, the service seems to be getting worse and worse and worse, and the pricing going up and up and up. And in the last year, it's been absolutely atrocious. Comcast should not be allowed to continue doing business in Hillsborough the way they have been. Now, I'll try to brief it, make it short. I made some comments. In my opinion, Comcast doesn't have any concerns for its customers. And as far as our customer service, I rate it as a -1 as opposed to a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10. They lie to us all the time. They tell us what we want to hear on the phone. They get us off, and they do absolutely nothing. They put false charges for equipment and services on our accounts that we've never requested. Then we have to spend hours of time to get the credit for services that we didn't ask for.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm going to try to write some of this down. If you could go a little slower for me. You mentioned customer service. What was the second
Okay,
thing?
now I also have ticket numbers. So what I'm saying here is not something I'm making up. These are issues I've had with Comcast in the past year, and I have numbers to relate to it when numbers were given. Okay, so just to repeat, saying, okay, they put false charges for equipment and services on our accounts that we've never requested. Then we have to spend hours of time to get the credit for those services that we never asked for. Then we have to call over and over and over again, spending hours of time to get the results for something that should never have been applied to our account to begin with. They make appointments for service repairs. They don't show up. They show up without equipment to do the job. They show up having no idea what the problem is, even though it's been told to them multiple times. And when they don't do the job, they don't reschedule the repair. Now let me give you a few examples, and this is only within the last year. In January of 2014, we were being charged for HD box instead of a digital converter box at a much higher price. And it took many weeks to solve the problem and get the credit. In January in 2014, so I had a service line problem. Made appointments to have them come out and replace the service line. It took weeks before they replaced the service line. In the meantime, we're still paying for full service, but we're not getting it. And when they don't show up, they don't reschedule. Or somebody shows up with a ladder and says, we need a bucket truck. We'll schedule a bucket truck to come out. It never comes, even when it's requested. Get a hold of supervisors. Guarantees somebody will be there. Nobody's there. In August of 2014, okay, Comcast upgraded us to the X1 platform for additional $50 a month along with service charges. This was done without our knowledge or consent. When I called, they refused to give me a credit and would be charging me for to cancel the service, and insisted that I requested the upgraded service. When I got them to give me the date as to when this service was ordered, we were on vacation in China for a month. Then we turned around and said, well, somebody in your household must have requested it. No, the family was in China with us. The house was empty. Yet, they kept on insisting. When I finally went to them and says, okay, tell me what equipment we have. They go and look on the chart. You don't have any equipment. So I say, how the hell am I supposed to have all these services that you charge to my account when I don't even have the equipment for them? And then it took months before the credit was issued with regards to that. In August of 2014, we had no or intermittent services in the house. Called Comcast up. They were at, let's see here. There's been close to a dozen times when they were supposed to replace the service line. They still haven't done it. This is going back from August of 2014 to today. Even yesterday, or Sunday, they were supposed to have a service truck come out and replace the line. Who comes out? A guy with a ladder. He can't go through the trees and run a line with a ladder. I'm making an appointment now. You're going to have a service truck come out on first thing Monday to do the work. They don't show up. They say they're going to reschedule it and get back to me. They don't reschedule. They don't get back. So what do I have to do? Call the Comcast number and start from scratch all over again. Because when you call up, you get a central number, and the people don't know what the heck is going on. Then when you do get a sincere person on the line, they claim they're going to do something. It goes to the dispatch office, and apparently the order gets canceled. So even as of yet, I have been paying for a full service since August of 2014, and there's been over a dozen times when they were supposed to come out and replace the line. I still don't have good service. In the evening, we don't have cable, because I was told that in the evening time when the use goes up, the signal gets weaker. We get a lot of times our picture is digitized, and we don't have cable service. But they keep on turning around and charging us for it. You know, I could go on and on and on, but this is simply some of the examples that I wrote down earlier today, just what's happening to us in 2014. Now, if it's happening to us, I'm sure it's happening to other people. I could go back 5 years, 10 years, 20 years and tell you situations that have taken place. Another one that's taking place right now is on a rental property. We turn around and cut service on the house. They're still to a minimum basic service, having nothing to do with Hillsborough. Okay, it's on a shore house, but just to let you know how their business practices are. We put a shore house on a Jersey Shore on a seasonal standby. They're still billing us for full service. And now they're turning it to a collection agency to collect money from us for service we're not supposed to even have. And when we call on a phone to acknowledge, say, no, you're not supposed to get it, we're going to give you a credit. The credits never come through. And now we're being collection agency. And to go one step further, we had to cancel our account on one account, put in my wife's name, because they got collection agency against me for equipment they say that I didn't return, that I showed them the receipt that it was returned. This is just fraudulent business practices. I'm at a point right now where I want to go to Somerset County Superior Court and see if I can file fraud charges for charging for services that are not being rendered, which is, I think, the basic definition of fraud, and turn around and sue them for triple damages. So I'm not saying they shouldn't be allowed in Hillsborough, but they should be controlled as to what they do. And unrelated, we should be allowed to have other cable companies come in Hillsborough, just like other parts of Hillsborough does. You know, the other parts, northern part of Hillsborough, they can get files. Why can't we? Because of some agreement they came up with H&M Phone Company how many years ago? I don't know. But I'm not saying they
Files
shouldn't
can string lines anywhere they want in town.
It's whether they decide to make the
Yeah,
investment.
it's a complete business.
Yeah, but see, like, from what I told, nobody else, no other cable company has the right, and I don't know that for sure.
It's not us keeping it. The
Okay.
agreement is non-exclusive.
I was told by FiOS when I went to check into it because of my frustration with Comcast, they said, we're not allowed to be in Hillsborough.
No, it's not-
So
absolutely not
that's all
true.
I can say is what I was told in regards to that. But bottom line is, they got to be controlled. And like, again, was it 7 months? I still don't have good cable service. And they won't give me credit for it in inconvenient service. Thank you for your time.
Any comments?
I can't speak to the customer's issue, but what I will do is give them my number tomorrow, and we can get on the phone, and I can have them talk to our care center in Philadelphia, and we can also I also handle the brick areas, the shore areas, so we can look into the shore issue as well. But I would have to look at the entire history to see what the issue is. I can tell you that in the last 3 months, we have now upgraded and switched to a completely new customer service software program, which will alleviate the dispatching issues that have been run into in the past, which will make it clearer and easier to not only track, but to dispatch the correct personnel to where they're needed. So the issues that he spoke about are one of the things that the new software was designed to address, because Brian Roberts, the CEO, mentioned about a year ago that was our number one issue, was customer issues like this we've heard before, and we've been trying to address them on a one-off. So we'll deal with this gentleman tomorrow and try to get them straight away in both his locations.
So is that software now operational?
Yes, it's up and running. So
I'm sorry. So it would seem that some of his issues maybe should have been resolved then?
It's been rolled out in the last couple of months, so there's new training on it, and our dispatchers and our techs are now being trained on it. So as it comes on, so it's fully rolled out, which it's about to be, these problems in the future, when he calls up and the tech comes out and says, oh, you need a bucket truck, it'll be dispatched in a more efficient manner to make sure it gets to the bucket truck person so they get out there and do their job that they're supposed to.
Is the software going to also address the billing issues?
Yes, there were billing issues. As we made the conversion over, it flagged a lot of accounts that were either being, that had equipment on them that weren't supposed to be. A lot of municipal accounts especially popped up with service that they didn't know they had or weren't supposed to have. So we are cleaning up those issues. We've gotten a lot of calls from municipalities saying we've run into issue like we have it here in Hillsborough with the administrator's office, a couple of channels they weren't getting that we're addressing. So the new billing software system is allowing us to find problems that we can address immediately and clean up and make sure that everyone's getting the services they're supposed to be getting and they're being billed correctly. And if credits are needed, then credits are applied.
Thank you. Next. And as you come forward, if members of the public, if you keep these side conversations down, because we can hear it up here, so if you could just keep it at a minimum when the members of the public speaking, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kuldeep Singh, 114 Robin Road, 216 Hillsborough apartment. I am really 100,000 times behind this gentleman. I cannot believe it when he was saying, it's as if like what I had to say, he has said it all. And he has even suffered more than what I have. Total lies, total lies. I have been going on for 2 months, intermittent service, and they keep charging me the full fee. And when I call them, it takes about an hour. The call goes to Philippines. They have no clue what's going on really here. They cannot diagnose any problem. And you have to tell them 100 times who you are, your social security number, your this, that, goes on and on and on. Hey, let's go and fix a problem. No. And they charge you the full amount when I say I'm on an auto pay. So they keep deducting the full money and never replace, and the service is not full. I lose my, some of the channels. I tell them over and over. Today, I was supposed to get a guy until 1 o'clock. Nobody shows up. Wait, go through look at the window, because these guys, they may not tell you when they're coming approximately, so you have to watch out. And if they call, if you're not there, they will say, they threaten you that we will bill you. If you're in the bathroom and you don't pick up the phone, nobody comes and knocks at the door. Hey, are you there? Hey, I told you I'll be here, right? So you have to wait there and watch when the truck comes. 1 o'clock, I called them. I said, nobody has shown up. Where are they? So, oh, okay, let me check. Somebody should be there between 1:30 and 2 p.m. I wait until 2 p.m. I receive no call, nobody shows up. I call again at 2 p.m. I said, I'm fed up from calling over and over, and can you please tell me that when is the guy coming, somebody coming? She says, I cannot tell you because this call is in Philippines. And I said, let's have a 3-hour conversation. Should I wait for a few minutes? Or, no, somebody will call you. When? They can't tell you when they're going to call me. Do I have to wait until 4 o'clock at night? 5 p.m.? No. I had to leave. I said, okay, I can't wait any longer. It's a no-show. You have to pay for compensation for wasting my time. We'll do something. As my friend Tina, I had to do some work. He kindly told me that they have a meeting. I said, I have to go to this meeting. Comcast is pathetic. I come from India. I know what bad service is. But this is like a third world, really, service, as far as I'm concerned. They don't deserve anything in Hillsborough. I don't think, maybe even in New Jersey or whatever. We should have the option to choose different companies. And this thing has been going on for months. And I tell you what happens when somebody does come. One guy does absolutely nothing, and he brings a box or something, but it doesn't have the clock, so it doesn't display anything. Talks to me for a few minutes and leaves. Second guy comes in, and he actually tells me. He said, I was nice to him. I said, you guys work very hard. These are people who were working their best. But I know it's not your problem. You do your best. And he said to me, he said, not everybody does. And the third guy comes to me, he tells me, well, the third guy comes in the third time, and 2 of these have very consistent sayings. This is what they said to me. First of all, they don't know anything what the problem is. You have to start all over again. There's no continuity. Nobody knows what the first guy did. Third guy doesn't know what the second guy did. They have to start from total scratch, 0. And they told me, the third guy said to me, you're lucky. I said, why? He said, I'm working, so I'll try to help you. They tell me that, he said, what is this going on? He said, it's up to the discretion of the technician to decide to do something or not to do, and what to do. And nobody knows what's going on. I am so tired. I have basically given up. I don't know what to do. I have a recording. If you want, I can play the recording of the service and how the intermittent service happens. I have recorded them. I have shown it to the technicians because I try to help them. Okay, when they come, maybe they cannot detect what the problem is. They come 4 or 5 days later, and when the signal may be good, like this gentleman said. we keep telling them over and over, hey, you had a bad signal at 6 p.m., we can't send anybody to why don't you leave a diagnostic equipment there to record it? Hey, this is the problem.
I don't need you to play. I believe you what you're saying, so you don't need to play.
Okay.
I do believe what you're saying, especially since we heard another gentleman say something similar. I assume, Mr. Clifton, you'll give him your card and discuss it with him.
I really don't even know whether we should even talk to this gentleman or whoever it is, because I'm so tired.
Well, let's see if we can get your service issue resolved as we can. And again, we're going to use this information. Hold on. We're going to use this information that everyone's providing us, to be clear, as part of our negotiations with Comcast. That's the purpose of this hearing, is we get feedback from the public on the application, and then using through our attorney and also with our Cable Advisory Committee, we'll negotiate with Comcast in areas where we feel they're deficient. We believe that we're going to ask them to work on. So this is important what you're telling us, and I appreciate it.
The technician told me, one of the technicians, is that they keep splitting the signal over and over and over, and eventually it falls or drops off because they are serving too many people, and they do not want to look into how many people are there and to add the cable or whatever needs to be done. They don't want to work. That's basically the thing, because it involves work, going through the cable system and finding out how many places have been split.
Well, again, no decisions are being made today, so at least I would ask Mr. Clifton and you to have a conversation, and let's see, by the time there's another hearing, you can tell us what happened.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If we get the next member of the general public? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say anything? Or?
No.
Okay. You wait until the end. Okay. Thank you. Please
Art
state your name.
Goldsworthy. I'm sorry.
What was your name? I'm sorry.
Art Goldsworthy,
Thank you.
27 Thornton Street. I want to reiterate what some of the gentlemen have said. Similar problems, although mine aren't as deep and troublesome as theirs. However, in working with the customer service, they finally did agree with me that I had a box that never should have been installed, and for the wrong reason. So they said they would offer me a rebate. Now, we've had this for 7 years, and I assume this particular box was a certain box, which it wasn't. They agreed with me on that, and they offered me a rebate, and they offered me $60. And I said, well, that's not enough. I've had this 7 years. I've been paying $7 more for that box than what it should have been, and they said, we'll take it or leave it. So that's where I stand right now. I've left it. The other thing is, I'm 25 yards from Manville, right out the back of my house, and they have Verizon offered to them. And I was wondering why we don't have more cable companies that we can choose from. And I did get some information here tonight. The fact is that we can have these cable companies. And yet, with the other gentleman, when I called them, Verizon, they said no, they can't come into Hillsborough. So obviously they're lying then.
It's just not true. They absolutely can come to Hillsborough. They have the authority. They went through the state of New Jersey. That was the change in the law Mr. Clifton was talking about. They have, I believe, I forget the exact terminology for it, but they have a state agreement where they can string up anywhere in the state. And it's strictly a business decision. And what I would do, I would talk to your neighbors, especially if they're that close, and I would call Verizon and tell them, get your neighbors to start calling as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
And we will as well make sure that they're not spreading misinformation that somehow this is a township issue, that this is purely a business decision that Verizon has to make. So we will look to have that conversation with Verizon as well.
Thank you very
much. We would
much.
love to provide alternatives, but we certainly don't want them to spread information that somehow we are keeping them from being here.
That's true. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Yes, please.
Good evening, Howie Greenberg.
State your address, please, too.
Pardon?
Your address, please, too.
904 Merritt Drive.
Thank you.
My concern is the pricing of Comcast. They give you basically a 12-month program. And after the 12 months, you have to call them up and negotiate your price. okay, which I'm not too happy about. And one other reason is if you don't take their triple play, they charge you more. I have a place at the shore, and all I wanted was the phone and my television, because I don't have a computer down there. And when the guy gave me the price, I said, this is just for the phone and the television. He said, we charge you more. So he said to me, why don't you take the triple play, and it's going to be less. So he forced me into taking the triple play, where I just wanted the phone where they jacked up the price for more money when you don't get the triple play. And then every year, like I said before, when the 12 months is up, you got to keep calling them up to renegotiate the contract. If you don't renegotiate it, they give you a higher rate. And when you call up and you sort of, whoever you speak to, they give you a different program. Oh, this is a different package deal we got. And what do I have to call up every 12 months to renegotiate something? And if I don't, they jack up the price and charge me more. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Clifton?
Yeah, in order for us to compete with Verizon and the satellite competitors, we have rolled out what is the triple play, and it is cheaper for the customer to get all three services. And it's on economies of scale, basically. It's easier for us, it's cheaper for us to provide those three services. As far as the package goes, these have all been approved by the Board of Public Utilities. We put out a triple play package. It is a promotion. The tariffed rate is the higher rate. We put out a promotion for either a year or a 2-year, and at the end of that promotion, customers can call up, they can change their level of service. If they are in a competitive area, such as a FiOS area, or there's a lot of dish penetration, they can talk and see if they can strike a better rate on their triple play. That's all been overseen by the Board of Public Utilities, and that's just a way we do business to try to maintain our customer base. But in order for us to provide it the cheapest, it's easier for us to provide all three services at once. But we have, in the competitive areas, like Hillsborough, we are competitive with Verizon and the dish folks. And we try to make sure that we can compete against them as well on our pricing.
Thank you. Any other members of the public have a comment?
Hi, my name is Jane Cabillas. I live at one.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
There you go.
my name is Jane Cabillas. I live at 160 Shilby Lane in Hillsborough. I just wanted to say with Comcast, I think they should be held accountable for their customer service. With any company, you offer a product and you have to stand by it. When you call, I've had a problem, and I have a problem right now, where I have a $397 bill for 1 month. I called. When you call, you get a call center that has a script. You go through the script. The person can't help you. If you interrupt them, God forbid, if you ask something, they go back to square one and they start reading the script. So you can be on a phone call for an hour or more and not get anything done, all right? I explained to them, why did my bill go up that way? And I went online and I made a payment, which put me ahead. They told me that they got some sort of new billing system, and it messed up everything. They charged me for 2 modems. I didn't have 2 modems. They charged me for all of this stuff, and I'm like, well, why can't you fix it? They said, well, we can only fix it during your billing cycle. So I waited, I went online, I looked at my bill. I saw it went down from 397 down to maybe 100 and something. So it didn't make sense. So I called back because it still said I owed money. And I'm like, if you told me you don't do it until the billing cycle, how did it go down? It should have been still 390 something. So I asked for a supervisor. When you ask for a supervisor, they tell you there's no supervisor there. I said, excuse me, I work customer service, and any job you always have somebody who's in charge. No, we can't let you talk to anybody. I recently had a problem where, with the service, I called, there was a technician supposed to come out. They told me he would be there between, I think it was, by 6 o'clock, he should have been there the latest. I called about 5 or 6, and I said, what's going on? They said, the technician is at a house. He'll call you by about 8. I didn't want to stay around because I didn't know if they were coming. When I called back, they said, the person said, oh, that person lied to you. I said, are you telling me that somebody in your company lied? And they said, Yeah, because nobody goes out after a certain time. There's nobody that will come to your house. So I went a point further, and I said, I want to talk to somebody else. And I said, all of these calls are recorded. I work in customer service. A manager can look at that call, get that number, and identify the technician. I said, tell me who I talked to that told me they were coming. Well, the one gentleman, he told me, and he said that the person I talked to did not put the notes in my file, the guy who lied. And he said, he probably lied to you, so he didn't put it in the notes. So I said, well, could you go back if I tell you who I called, and you can identify the people who I had the name for? And they said, yeah. So the way it stood was, I said, I want somebody in Comcast to look at it, to go after that employee and find out who it was, because if I'm calling and reporting something and they're not recording it, and they're lying to me, and then to somebody else to tell me they're lying, I don't think that's good business. And I don't think Hillsborough wants it, and I don't think anybody wants it. We're paying money, and all we want is what we're paying for. We don't hate Comcast. We hate the way it goes. And I'm telling you, I work customer service. It's a script. It's a script, and it's so scripted, if you get them off it, they start to square one. And everybody here, I think that's the issue. It's the frustration. And we're not putting you down. It's just that you need to improve. And I think Hillsborough has to demand that they look at the customer service end of it and just ask them to improve it, you know? And regarding the comments about not being able to get any other company, I myself have asked. And they told me that we can't get it in Hillsborough. Hillsborough would not let them in. And I've called a couple. It's not one. I've called many because I figured, you know, why bat your head against the wall? You know what I mean? Just ask, can I get them? And they tell you no. You can't get in because a long time ago there was some sort of agreement made where you can't get the cable company in. It was the same thing with the phone company. You know, there was only one phone company for years, and you couldn't get anything. And so I think that's it. So I think maybe Hillsborough, if you could, for our residents, find out about that, because a couple of them.
Ma'am, who did you talk to? Did you talk to Verizon and somebody else?
I called Verizon. I also called other cable companies.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out. Who, so we have it.
What's the
Cablevision?
Yes, I called them. I called a couple of them, you know, just out of curiosity, and I've also gone on the websites. And when you put 08844, it says it's no service, and then when you call, they'll say they can't come into Hillsborough. That's exactly
What
they
the
say.
companies don't want to do is they don't want to pay to put up the new lines and bury the new lines in the neighborhoods, because that's very
Yeah.
expensive. And I don't know the number, but I believe it's almost $1 million per mile, or
Yeah.
it's an
I
astronomical.
could just speak to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, and before you walk away, did you get your concerns answered with that one
well,
phone call?
they're saying that my bills are going to go down. I don't understand. It still says, I saw, the last thing I said on one thing, it says $349 or something. Doesn't show any of my payments. When you call, they say I have a zero balance. And then you go on another site, and then you log in another time. The last thing I looked was $44.
Mr.
So
Clifton, could-
hopefully in my
Yeah.
next billing cycle, it'll go down.
Like I said before, when we made the billing conversion, there are some issues that are being resolved. And some customers have gotten a big bill, and then the new software has kicked in, and the bills have gone back to where they're supposed to be. And what we were able to find as we do this, people who have equipment that they didn't want, people who have equipment but we didn't know they had equipment. So it's working sort of both ways, where it's cleaning up some problems over the last few years. But as far as other service providers, I can tell you that because of the prohibitive costs of building a cable system from scratch, we would not go into, say, I live in Mattawa, we're a Cablevision town. Comcast would not go into Mattawa and spend the money, because now 85% of your residents may have cable. Some have Dish, some still have over the air, some have Verizon Fios. Now we're fighting over a shrinking pie, so for us to outlay those millions of dollars to try to compete when the prices are almost identical and the services are almost identical, it's unlikely that we would ever go in there. What you see instead of that, you see companies acquiring other companies basically to expand, like as we took over from Patriot Media about 8 years ago, 7 years ago. And that's sort of the model now, is not to overbuild like Verizon's been doing, but to acquire or not to even service those towns because of the prohibitive costs.
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was hoping it'll balance out to zero. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Any other members of the public who have not had a chance to comment this evening? Okay. So, if one very brief comment, Mr. Wand, please. Very brief.
3 minutes.
Briefer.
The comment that, I forgot which gentleman said about the fact that the 12-month contracts. Why do we have to call Comcast? They wait, if you get a 12-month contract, all of a sudden your bill changes. Unless you kept track of the fact that this is the month that your contract is going to change, all of a sudden your cable bill goes up $60 or $70. There's no warning that your cable bill is going to go up. One other thing also, Comcast does something called bundling of their channels. The average the average television viewer watches between 35 and 40 channels of TV.
Actually, it's
90.
11.
Excuse me?
It's 11. Under the NCTA, it's about, people watch about 11 channels.
11
Okay.
channels?
Well,
Mine are less.
if you stretch it out, there are channels that you do want to watch beside that. For instance, if you want to watch, say, the Smithsonian channel, which is on channel, I think, 285, 286, something like that. In order to watch that channel, you have to pay for every channel in front of it, all the way down to channel 2,
I think all
to
cable
watch
companies
that,
do that.
which is something like about 150 channels, which you have to pay for in order to watch that one channel. That's not right. You should be able to pick and choose the channels that you want to watch. They're saying it's more expensive that way. If you're right and it's only 11 channels, it can't be more expensive.
Let me explain to you why it is.
Please. Thank you, Mr. Wand.
We don't own the programming, except for NBC, which we purchased a couple of years back. So any channel we want, the analogy is we're like a grocery store, and we have shelf space. So we have to buy everything that's on there, and the costs go through. Our only revenue source is our customers. So as we buy programming, now ABC, Disney owns ABC, Disney, ABC Family, but they also own our most popular channel, which is ESPN. ESPN charges us X amount of dollars per person, per our subscriber. And we paid on, so now in New Jersey, where we have 1.2 million subscribers, we pay a rate based on how many subscribers we have. Disney, with their power in their channel lineup, because everybody wants ABC, everybody wants ESPN. We are forced in some of these negotiations to buy ESPN2, ESPN3, ESPN News, ESPNU, Disney Family, ABC Family, and on. So we, to get 1 or 2 channels, may have to buy 15 or 16 channels. If we were to just buy ESPN for the customers who want it, the price that you pay now for everything would probably be what you pay for ESPN. Because as the number drops of how many subscribers we have, the price goes up. And we can only get ESPN programming or the Yes Network programming or ABC programming from them. We have no choice. We can't get it from anywhere else. There's one supplier, and that's who it is. If you want ESPN on your channel lineup, we can only go to one person, and that's ESPN. And their bargaining power is pretty substantial because it is the most popular channel. So we do bundle things together. We have our basic level of service, which your channels are on. Then we have our expanded, and then we have our paid channels. And we try to bundle them the best we can. But our programmers have a lot of control about where they are placed on our channel lineup. So, and the must carries, such as your channel that we have to carry at that lowest level, you know, we have providers that build an antenna and demand to be on that lower level. And under FCC regulations, sometimes we're forced to do that. But again, a lot of these companies will have multiple channels that are not overly popular channels, but will force us to put them on the channel lineup in a tier that most of our customers get. So the gentleman's correct. There are only a few channels that people watch. Everyone has their specific channels that they like. The National Cable Association did a study a few years back, and it's about 11 channels that people are pretty much glued to those 11 channels. Unfortunately, with those 11 channels, their ownership may force us to buy 5 or 6 times that 11. So now our channel lineup expands to channels that a lot of people don't ever watch. But again, it's those agreements that have allowed for channels that when they first developed, like the History Channel, nobody ever watched it, it sat way out there. It's one of the most popular channels now. So though I understand the a la carte argument, the prices go up enormously when you say, I only want these 11 channels. Because then your subscription drops, the amount that we have to charge goes up to pay for those channels.
Okay, thank you. We're going to have the last opportunity for comments. Yep. And again, please state your name and your address for the record.
Heath Marley, 61 Beechwood Circle. I really hate monopolies, and it's not your fault. It's been around for a long time. I hated it back then. I'm sure you guys did too. I was going to say I had 14 channels I watched, but that's neither here nor there. My question is that for some reason people don't want to bring in their lines. It's too expensive. What I don't get is, but they all said that when my bell went up, when they diverged. When everything went and changed, all of a sudden it fixed itself. People just got to stand up and say that's not working anymore. The problem here is customer service. There's DirecTV. There's all these other people that are not linked to the cable. Try them. I left. I had all three of your things and couldn't take it anymore. One thing, I love your internet. It's great stuff. Can't speak for the others. Right now, I've got Verizon for my phone, Comcast for my internet, and DirecTV for my TV. I have the same problem with DirecTV, but I don't have a customer service problem with them. So you live with it. The thing is, at some point, we got to stop this nonsense and change it. Unfortunately, you guys can't do that because you can't talk price and you can't talk programming. There you go.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Any other comments this evening? Seeing none, any comments from the dais on anything you've heard this evening?
I guess just a couple of, I mean, obviously some of the comments from the residents are alarming, I'll say. So I guess I'd like to understand, and if you don't have the detail now, we certainly would like to make sure we talk about it as we go forward. The renewal is, as you move forward with some of the changes that you're implementing in your software program, both for your customer service and for your billing, do you have an idea of what we would expect to see, or what the residents would expect to see in terms of what's a success? So what makes their experience better? What metrics are you going to be tracking? What performance standards are you expecting to be held to, so that we don't have this the next time we go through a situation
The most important
like
thing is, one, is the on time. So if you call up, we hit the time that we said we're going to be there. And if not, there's a credit for that. The other one is first call resolution. And that is that the right person is dispatched immediately, can solve the problem, has the right equipment, has the right tools he needs. They need a new box. It's in the thing. So first call resolution is the most important
And
thing.
sort of what standard level?
Right now, I think, I'm not going to.
If you don't,
I will get the numbers for you.
But anyone could, we could say that, right?
The goal is 100%, is to make sure that 100% of the time, when a truck's rolled, it's the right truck with the right equipment with the right technician. Because we have techs that specialize in cable, we have ones that deal with phone, we have ones that deal with internet, we have ones that deal with inside problems and ones with outside problems. So to make sure that when we speak to the customer, we know exactly what the issue is, so we send the right person, the right equipment out. And the goal is 100%. There's always going to be issues, but I will get you what our goals are shooting for and what our current service level is now.
And then the other question, as you indicated in your remarks, that there were the areas where, the four main areas where, in the application, and that's what we evaluate on.
Right.
From Comcast perspective, are there areas within those four areas where you guys believe that there's deficiency that, aside from maybe some of the customer service areas?
Not a deficiency in terms of denying the renewal. There are always customer issues. We probably field 2 million calls a year just in New Jersey. So there are a lot of customer calls. And some of those calls can go on a long time depending on the issues that are involved. But as far as the service level, for the equipment and for the infrastructure that's in the ground in Hillsborough, it is as good as anywhere in the country as far as Comcast services. We have basically a mission control center down in Voorhees that can see every node, and a node serves 500 homes here in Hillsborough and everywhere else. So 500 homes has what's called a node, and we can monitor that to make sure that's operating at peak efficiency. And when there's not, we can dispatch folks to deal with that. So as far as our technical capabilities, yes, customer service needs to be improved. As I said, our chairman of the board, Brian Roberts, the founder's son who runs the company now, has already said that has been goal number one. That's why the new software and dispatching software has been put into place. And that's what they're moving forward to, a seamless customer experience. Price is always going to be an issue. We understand that. We have programming costs. We have one revenue source, and that's our customers. We do our best to hold it down. This year, for basic, for the expanded level of service, the only increase in rates was $1.50, which was the cost that we pay broadcasters to broadcast their CBS, NBC, ABC. We have to pay them transmission fees, and that was the only thing that went up this year. So with that, customer service, again, is always the #1 priority. And I'll send you our goals and our matrix that we're trying to hit on those.
Okay, one last question. You're still linked with NBC, correct?
Yes.
Is Brian Williams going to survive?
We're on the record, I can't say. He has taken a leave of absence while they deal with the issue.
There you go.
One quick question from me. I just wanted to know, when you said they changed the customer service and what you were doing, which obviously you're looking to improve, usually you get notices in advance if you're changing anything. I personally don't recall receiving a notice that you were doing that, which probably could have saved you a lot of headache from some of the conversations that we've had tonight about not understanding why their bill changed and understanding glitches. When we follow our bills, we definitely want to make sure that we're paying the right bills. Money is tight these days in some ways, and $359 is a crazy amount for a cable bill. But I think, and I don't know, maybe you did send a notice out, maybe I missed it, I don't always open all my mail.
I'll have to check
curious
with the marketing folks. I'm not sure we send it out for this specific. We usually send them out when it's in regards to rates and channel additions or deletions or change of channel position.
Okay.
Great, Carl. Good. Okay. Just a couple things from me. What I would like, through our attorney, Mr. Clifton, hearing from the residents, there's certainly some misinformation being put out there by other cable companies. So if you two wouldn't mind working together to get not only the specific statutes that show in the state that these companies are indeed allowed, and Bill, if maybe you could write something up.
Everything should be on the Board of Public Utilities website under the Office of Cable Television heading. There's usually a list of all the franchises and who represents those towns and who are operating in those towns.
Okay. And maybe we could just get something out to the public through the e-news just to show that, or at least clear up a misconception that Verizon or any other company is not allowed, and that this is an open playing field, at least the opportunity for an open playing field. But again, Mr. Clifton, we thank you for your time. This is going to conclude the public hearing. If you could make sure those residents do get your business card, so we can try to get as many concerns resolved as possible. Again, no official action is being taken at this meeting. We take the comments that you've made on the record. We're going to begin to use that to negotiate with Comcast over their renewal agreement to see what areas we can ask them to get better at.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for the residents who did come out this evening. Okay, next on the agenda is an ordinance 2015-01, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Salary Range Ordinances, setting for the salary ranges for the classifications set forth in said ordinance. This ordinance sets the salary ranges necessary to accommodate salaries established over the next few years by the public employees' contracts and for non-union employee positions. This ordinance does not provide for actual salaries or any salary increases for additional individuals or positions. It only sets the salary ranges for those various positions. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2015-01?
So moved.
Second.
Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, is there any discussion from the dais? Discussion from the floor? Seeing none, may I have a motion to close public hearing and adopt ordinance 2015-01?
Move to close and adopt.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Freeman Delport.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes, moving on to considerations this evening. First up, resolution ratifying and confirming John Fiedler, construction official, to conduct Saturday building inspections for the Township Building Department effective January 17th, 2015 to June 30th, 2015 at a rate of $28 per hour. There exists a vacancy in the Saturday part-time building inspection position. This resolution authorizes Mr. Fiedler to continue to fill that position at the current part-time building inspection pay rate, which he's been doing since October 2014. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeman Delport.
Yes.
Mayor McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Resolution number 2, establishing the fees for reproduction of township documents effective January 1st, 2015. This resolution sets the fee schedule effective January 1st, 2015. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeman Delport.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Resolution number 3, resolution awarding a contract to Bayhead Investments, Inc., DBA VCI, for the rechassis of 3 additional ambulances per the bid received on December 11th, 2014, in a total amount not to exceed $452,665.80. The township received 1 bid for the rechassis of the ambulances, and this resolution awards the contract to Bayhead Investments for rechassis of those 3 ambulances. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any comments from the dais?
Just wanted to say that this is, very important to keep in the ambulance fleet safe and operational, and it comes at a significant savings over if we had gone out to purchase brand new ambulances. I think it's at least a 25% savings over the cost of brand new, and these are basically refurbing these ambulances to like new status. So it's very cost effective, with these tight budgets that we have.
Okay. Thank you. Any other comments from my colleagues? Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delport.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Resolution number 4, authorizing the Township's Tax Conflicts Council to enter into a stipulation of settlement relative to tax appeal captioned Commerce Bank. The Township's tax appeal attorney and tax assessor have recommended a settlement regarding the above referenced tax appeal. A negotiated settlement was reached in which the taxpayer has agreed to withdraw their 2013 appeal in consideration for a reduction in future assessments. Assessment has been reduced at the agreed-upon value of 2015 and 2016. This is a fair settlement for the township and reduce future expenditures and legal fees associated with this ongoing appeal. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delport.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Resolution number 5, endorsing the current New Jersey Department of Transportation Route 206, Section 15N project concept, and requesting the Somerset County Board of Chosen Freeholders and the Somerset County Planning Board to likewise adopt the resolution endorsing the same. Township Committee endorses and supports the current NJDOT Route 206, Section 15N project concept. This resolution effectuates such endorsement. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments from the dais?
Mayor, this was endorsed by the planning board back in December.
It was. Thank you. Any other comments? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delport.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Resolution number 6, authorizing the Township Committee to make appointments to the Sustainable Hillsborough Steering Committee. The township wishes to to appoint Christopher Abrupta as chairman of the Sustainable Hillsborough Steering Committee, and further appoints Christopher Gibson from alternate seat number 1 to seat number 3, Adriana Belito from alternate seat number 2 to seat number 4 as regular members of the Sustainable Hillsborough Steering Committee, with both terms ending on 12/31/15. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments from the dais?
Doug, just wanted to say that Peter Allen was the chair last year of Sustainable, and he had to step down due to family medical. So I just wanted to thank him for his volunteerism. I'm looking forward to having him back when he can make that. So I wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. I echo those comments. Peter did a great job. Any other comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Delphore.
Yes.
Mayor McCauley.
Yes.
Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bichette.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Resolution number 7, authorizing the appointment of Michael Hutt as a part-time web administrator / desktop support assistant at an hourly rate of $20 per hour, not to exceed 29 hours per week, effective February 11th, 2015. There exists a vacancy in the above-mentioned position. Mr. Hutt has been interviewed, and his qualifications have been determined to meet the requirements of the position. Welcome, Michael. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments in the dais? From the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Delphore.
Yes.
Mayor McCauley.
Yes.
Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bichette.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Resolution number 9, authorizing staff actions and appointments. There exists a vacancy in the position of part-time office assistant in the administrative and clerk's office. This township clerk recommends the hiring of Elizabeth Matins for the said position at an hourly rate of $14.50 per hour, not to exceed 29 hours per week, effective February 11th, 2015. Welcome, Elizabeth. Furthermore, a township substitute call list is being created to be utilized in circumstances when emergency coverage is needed. The following individuals shall be placed on that list: Beth Baldwin, Christina Johnson, Suzanne Julian, April Aptuka, Vanessa Lavoy, and Michael Mancuso. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais?
Just wanted to say thank you and welcome and good luck.
And look in the camera.
Yeah, smile to the camera. Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Delphore.
Yes.
Mayor McCauley.
Yes.
Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bichette.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes, moving on to the consent agenda this
Congratulations.
evening. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais? From the floor? Roll call, please.
Mayor Delphore.
Yes.
Mayor McCauley.
Yes.
Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bichette.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes, moving on to the claims list. May I have a motion to approve claims list 2015-04?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Delphore.
Yes.
Mayor McCauley.
Yes.
Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bichette.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes, this concludes our regular meeting this evening. However, we do have an executive session this evening, so Ms. Barak, please read the executive resolution.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975 permits the exclusion of the public from meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the Township Committee is of the opinion that such circumstances exist, now therefore be resolved by the Township Committee, the Township of Hillsborough and the County of Somerset, State of New Jersey as follows. Number 1, the public shall be excluded from discussion of the herein after specified subject matters. Number 2, the general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows: potential litigation, KD, Hillsborough Common Tax Appeals. Number 3, the Township Committee may take official action on those items discussed in executive session upon the completion of the executive session. Number 4, the minutes of these discussions shall be made available to the public as soon as the matters under discussion are no longer of a confidential or sensitive nature. And number 5, this resolution will take effect immediately.
Okay, may I have a motion to
So
go into
moved.
executive session? Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
I'm
Roll call.
sorry, who motioned?
Greg Murray.
Second?
Me.
And can we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Delphore.
Yes.
Mayor McCauley.
Yes.
Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bichette.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes, we will now move into executive session. Thank you. Congratulations.